in the direct, you said you were, in fact, at Rock the Road on August 30th?
Yes, as I said, I am a fan of Rock the World, and I was there that day.
On that day, you saw the defendant, Whit Bowman, leave her ride several times, correct?
I suspected the reason why she had left her rides was because, as I said earlier, Longstreet is kind of cheap, and I thought he had some management problems.
I'm sorry, Ms. Kaminsky, redirect you back to my question. You did in fact see Ms. Whit Bowman leave her ride, yes or no, several times that day?
I said yes because I assumed it was a management thing.
And when she left her ride, she shut it down completely?
I'm unaware of the ride's condition.
So you do not know if she shut her ride down completely when she left?
No, I'm not a park employee, so I don't have knowledge of that information.
Ms. Kaminsky, when you went to leave Rock the Road that day, you said you saw what looked like Cameron Poole going towards the Son of Terror?
Yes, being chased by security guards, which one shout out, "I'll get you," or something along those lines.
And the next time you saw Mr. Poole, he was inside of your car?
He was actually leaving the woods, went into the grocery store, and then approached me in my car.
So he did get inside of your car?
Yes, he was the one who had texted me.
And you said that he asked you for a bit of privacy, correct?
Yes, he asked me to put down the screen.
But you didn't feel comfortable, so you left the speaker option so you can hear this conversation, correct?
Yes, many limo drivers choose to do this, and I, witnessing what I saw at the park, felt that something had been going on.
Ms. Kaminsky, I ask that you just stick to yes or no with your answering, please.
Sure.
Thank you. So, one of the conversations you overheard while using the speaker option, you heard the person on the other end of the phone too, correct?
Yes, the phone was on speaker,
And you thought that person was Ms. Whit Bowman.
but I can't know for sure.
But you were pretty sure that the person on the phone sounded like Ms. Whit Bowman, yes or no?
I thought it sounded like a park employee.
Is it your testimony that the person on the phone did not sound like Whit Bowman?
I didn't say that. It sounded like a park employee.
So you're saying that you don't think it was Ms. Whit Bowman?
No.
I'm sorry, just for clarification.
No, what I'm saying is that I recognize the voice to be a park employee, but I can't be sure who was on the phone because I was not the one speaking on the phone. I was just simply overhearing, and I was not
Ms. Kaminsky, can you please keep it to a yes or no?
sure.
Objection, Your Honor. I understand that counsel has right to limit it to yes or no and then some explanation, but I think right now my witness is just trying to offer an explanation because this is sort of a complex issue.
Your Honor, in the witness's affidavit, she says that she thinks it was Ms. Whit Bowman, and now she's saying she thinks it's a park employee. But she stands here on the question. I'm just trying to specifically, with a yes or no answer, see if the witness is now saying that she doesn't think it was Ms. Whit Bowman and that she just thinks it was a park employee.
And I think that is why Ms. Kaminsky is trying to give clarification.
I agree. I think that the witness needs to hear the question and answer the question. But you also can't directly tell her only yes or no during her testimony.
Okay.
Sure.
You may continue.
So, in the conversation you heard Cameron Poole have while the phone was on speaker, you thought the person he was talking to was Ms. Whit Bowman, correct?
I can't be 100% sure, as I said, but I did recognize it as a park employee.
Permission to approach co-counsel. Permission to approach the witness.
Okay.
Ms. Kaminsky, is this your affidavit?
Yes.
Is that your signature on the back?
Yes, ma'am.
And were you aware that you had up to 24 hours before today's case to make any changes?
Yes, ma'am.
You were aware that you were under oath when you wrote this affidavit, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. So, if you please, turn to page 5 and bring your attention to line 93 of the affidavit. Found it? Can you please read silently as I read out loud? I'm sorry, we can read 92. It says, Cameron Poole was on speakerphone and I heard a voice that sounded an awful lot like the one I heard earlier that day operating Rice. I think it must have been Whit Bowman, which makes sense because Bowman and Cameron Poole worked together at the park. Did I read that correctly?
Objection, Your
Yes.
Honor. This point, I think this is improper impeachment, not because the wrongs have been made, so that part is good, the procedure's right, but that the witness did not contradict her statement. On cross-examination, she said she wasn't 100% sure it was Whit Bowman, and that is what the statement says there. She was not sure it was Whit Bowman. She thought it was somebody, the same person she heard at the park, was not 100% sure, as counsel was asking her to say, that it was Whit Bowman.
Overruled, I think. Thank you. Unless you can compare that.
Thank you. Now, Ms. Kaminsky, in that conversation you heard Cameron Poole tell Whit Bowman a quote, and that said, things got crazy and we were going to get caught. Is that correct?
Yes, but at the same time, I was also focused on driving.
But you did hear Cameron Poole say, things got crazy and we were going to get caught. Is that true?
Yes, that's how I believed to hear it at the time.
Later on in that conversation, you heard Mr. Poole say, I had a knife and told Floyd that I was going to carve her face up with it if Floyd did not put the money in the bag. Is that true?
Yes, that's why I felt uncomfortable. I was scared about who I had in my car.
Thank you, Ms. Kaminsky. He then went on in the conversation and said, don't worry, I got rid of your blade. Is that true?
Yes, but then again, I wasn't 100% sure who she was on.
But you did hear that.
Yes, I heard that.
Okay. Later on in that conversation, right around the end, you heard Mr. Poole tell Ms. Whit Bowman, because that's who you believe he was on the phone with,
I
that
said
nobody, I'm sorry?
I said that possibly, I'm not 100% sure.
Okay. But you heard Mr. Poole say that nobody will know you had anything to do with it.
Yes, but also in the next conversation, it's further explained.
Ms. Kaminsky, he then said, you knew this would happen. Is that true, yes or no?
I guess.
The last part of the conversation, Cameron Poole said, you'll get your share someday. Keep your eyes open and your mouth shut. Is that true? You heard the Cameron Poole say that?
Yes, I wasn't really sure what the share was, though.
But that's what you heard him say.
Sure.
Thank you, Ms. Kaminsky. No further questions.